everyone, I'm Sandy Schreck, and today we want to take a look at a new color combination. And that's one of the reasons that customers are most attracted to an arrangement. On the phone, a pink and orange arrangement might not sound so great, but take a look at it and you can see that we can be inspired by the florals that we use. So as we're looking at some of these, so that you look at some of the peach ranunculus, have some of those pink tones in, coral tones in. The pink cushion protea, same thing, where you see the different colorations. So you can take those colorations and bring it together into a fabulous combination of materials. So we are using some of the textural elements in the green to be able to tie that together and bridge that together. But taking some of those romantic pink colors and just adding those in as contrast to the warm tones that we see coming in from the oranges and corals. So let's take a look. Okay, so today we're actually using this diamond bubble bowl vase. It's just a really stunning basic glass vase. It does come in two sizes, so you can get some of those and bring those in. And so to start off with, we're going to start with our value green of Huck here and start with the stem grid, doing those crossing stems coming in. And you see how I come right in over the top of the other stem, and so that'll form X's within the base of the vase, and that will be our stem grid structure. That once we get that structure made, we're able to put in the florals and they stay in place. So no need for extra taping of a vase or additional labor adding to it. Here, and then tuck that one in. Okay. So today we're starting off with some of the pink tones. You see this beautiful rose coming in. So we've got those beautiful varieties now that open up a lot more than what we've seen previously. So they have higher petal counts and open up, but they hold. So have to do a little bit of education with our customers on that. They think that they're expired. So it's something that you can see how amazing they are and long lasting. And the breeders have done a really good job at getting us some new varieties of roses with that garden look. And yet we have that high petal count and really kind of a new look for that. So there you can see kind of the pink tone base. I am going to add in some of these cremones, but I'm going to do that a little bit later because they're a little tender, and as you put other florals in, you have the risk of breaking them a little bit. So adding some textural elements here, coming in with a couple of the green trick dianthus, and then just in contrast with that, I'm doing a couple of the mini green hydrangeas. So that green is going to kind of be our base bridge that goes between that warm tone and cool tone. And so we've got a couple raspberry stems that are an amazing texture and kind of fun. We're seeing adding fruits and vegetables into compositions as floral materials. So that's a great thing to be able to add. And then I've got this fabulous hellebore that we can come in. So it's great that the breeders on this too have gotten this flower that used to not be quite so hardy to a position where we can use it as a cut flower. And it's just a stunning piece. And so that's going to be one of my feature flowers. You can see that I'm using it to create depth within the composition. and so that it definitely is on the outer rim so that it can be seen. And then we're gonna come in at this point. So now you see, just this is something probably you have in your cooler all the time. Now what we're gonna do is kick it up a notch. So in contrast with this more romantic look, taking the corals and the oranges and some yellow add so much energy into this composition. And so we're going to be able to just see how this arrangement transforms, and you can take this newer color combination and also the textures between the ranunculus that you see with the like fluffier round petals, and then in contrast to the pincushion protea. And so we're going to bring those up into the design. Now look at just adding a little bit of orange really adds so much depth and dimension into this composition. Then we have some Bush Flower Farm Pomponi gerbs that come in, and look at those tones all together. This gerb too has that combination of the corals, the pinks kind of in the middle, and then goes out into more orange tones and then into that yellowy coral. So we're going to add a couple of these in here. And then another exciting flower to be able to add in is the Crispidia. So the Crispidia, anytime you add that into an arrangement, it draws people in. They want to touch it to see if it's pokey, and it also has that yellow. So yellow brings in joy and that excitement. People think of sunny days. When you look at the Crispidia, sometimes you may think of playing tennis out on a sunny day, but just a little bit of interest on how that comes in. You want to make sure that they're kind of popping out of the arrangement, and each have their own little space here. And it's going to add one more here. And then just as you can see, so like here I have a hole left, and so that's where I'm going to come in with that cremone. I always kind of think of like a fist, saving space for those. And so then when I come back in, now my composition is nearly done, and we're just going to come in with that. Got one a little bit more flat side over here, and then come down into the the edge of the vase in on the other side. So you can see how those kind of complete the design. Bring it down in. You always want to use a combination. Some of the other materials that we used are a little bit shorter lifespan, but the cremones and other florals are a lot longer lasting. So just got a little bit of finishing here. So just going to add a little bit of seeded eucalyptus. That's going to give us a little bit of that drape coming down over the edge of the vase. Adds another textural element within this arrangement. So we're just going to add a couple pieces on that and make sure don't cover up our raspberries. So we'll just come in with a couple pieces there. And see here, I took a couple side shoots and I'm putting them together and then doing them as one insertion is a little bit more of a grouping. So we do have a little bit of Saxicola, would give us a little bit more depth within this design. So filler flower that not only just takes up space, but also adds visual interest. So it adds a little bit of more line and depth within this design. And so we'll add that. Just a couple pieces. And then lastly, to finish it off, after we use it as a broom, we have some Fatsia leaves, and I'm just gonna come in with those down, and you're gonna see just how nicely they collar that arrangement and really finish off that bottom edge. And so we have 3 of the medium Fatsia that are gonna come in and just finish this off for us. And just a little bit of a pop to loosen it up. And so there you can see that color combination. So orange and pink might not sound so great, but it looks fabulous. I hope you'll take this exciting color combination and create some fabulous florals for your customers.